Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of Reich, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off with an exciting 1 vs 1 on Fame and Will approach here between a Dragon, fighting for the Wehrmacht, for the Reich, for the 12th SS Panzerdivision Hitler Jugend, here with full Festung armor, encirclement, and close air support, versus Crossfire, fighting for the United States of America. For the 3rd Armored here with Airborne, Infantry, and Armored Company. Got infantry bullets here and a single Jackson bulletin. Whoops. We also got infantry bullets here, but a single mortar bulletin on the other hand for Dragon. To cause it to shoot a bit more accurately, it seems. We got the Infantry Company going up there. Grenadiers arriving rapidly there to sort of quickly fill out the front line. Whereas we've got plenty of riflemen there arriving for Crossfire moving out, including the rear echelons. So far, no sign of a doctrine there either. Certainly not rifle company, so there's not necessarily any sort of great impetus, maybe except for armored company, sort of get it out early. On in which case you could get some assault units there to sort of try and throw off Dragon a bit early game. We've got Grenadiers arriving. Grenadiere, Achtung! Second Grenadier squad there arriving. Soon halfway there, points being secured. Bit of a broad approach there from Crossfire so far, whereas Dragon sort of focusing here so far. 3rd Grenadier squad there on their way. Got the echelons heading south. I'm going straight here for the fuel point. He's got no troops there to support. You might want to do that, so of course, I mean, it's quite common on a Fame and Will approach your opponent, sort of try and rush your fuel point and harass you there. In particular, this point is very harassable right here due to the building right next to it. So it's very much something to keep in mind there as the Wehrmacht if you're fighting here. And so far, in fact, he seems more focused here rather than on his fuel point. I'm not entirely sure what Dragon's thoughts are in that department. You should definitely be a bit cautious about that. But there we go, Grenadier sneaking up here, maybe trying to sort of get behind the riflemen. Pioneer securing other territories. Mortar on the way there for Dragon. Troops falling back here, might be shifting up there, at least trying to keep a guard position there. No. There we go, rifle falling back there. They have managed to enter the point neutral there, so Dragon's early fuel income will be hurt a bit. Rather than taking a few hits, we've got more Grenadiers. In fact, we've got several Grenadier squads coming in, they might kick in the door here. Pushing up here, so there we go. Crossfire is forced to fall back here. In the presence of an SS assault there of the 12th SS, which was pretty much the last SS Panzer division to be created. And it was also a bit unique in that regard, since it didn't start out as a Panzer division or any other sort of division before being finally upgraded to a Panzer division, which several of the SS Panzer divisions actually had sort of gone through that method. So a little fun fact there. Pioneers willing to arrive up north here, looking a bit rough. Quickly there, Dieter loses his life. Going straight here for the car point. Very bold and aggressive player there. Looks like he's shifting up force here to deal with arriving up there. Of course, then leaving this part of the map open to a quick push there from Crossfire. He could take up right now. We could get out some more units. An MD-42 might be an idea. Rather than they're falling back, holding up there, they can push back the rifle. Crossfire is keeping up pressure, going for Lieutenant there, so that could also be an M20 or an AA half-track. North a bit of trouble here with the Grenadiers, though does help, they're not really taking cover. And there you go, getting a bit overwhelmed. Should quickly get some in down there to help deal with the American troops advancing. Mortar crew definitely needs to get out there. They are not meant for front line, Herr Dragon. No tech up, no nothing. There we go, mortar crew rushed off. We got riflemen out there in the open, taking fire there from the Grenadiers. Johnny took a shot there to the gut, did not get up. Harry and Larry quickly followed after that. Bunker up, still no tech up. Rather inside the building, not having the best of this, there we go, got Lieutenant flanking in. Grenadiers need to be on the support here, they could then focus down the Lieutenant. Maybe that way, quickly gaining an upper hand there. The Lieutenant though is quickly moving up there, trying to get into maximum or best range there. Oh, never mind, the Lieutenant himself got killed, dropping the Thompson. Being by knowing the Garage and the BAR here, but there we go, the Grenadiers are nonetheless pushed back, though we still got one applying pressure from the north. Another man bites the dust, and again, constantly sort of applying pressure there to harass the fuel point and cut off, thus denying Wehrmacht the ability to quickly take up, but we do see some take up there nonetheless. And of course there's a risk sort of involved here for crossfire. Of course he does take some excessive manpower casualties. He keeps trying at this, so he does need to be a bit cautious with it at the same time. Otherwise, nice chunk of the map here for the US so far. No sign of the M20 though. No sign of the M20 there for crossfire. You'd normally expect that. They got mortar going down the building, leaving several men in a not so happy position. There we go. Tech up is done. Now being secured. Still nothing going on here. He could even get an no, he's getting 250 calibers. This is pretty rare to get for an American player. Pretty rare. We'll have to see how that actually works out. Rather than no creeping about. Point there being secured. Dragon should, of course, at this point maybe consider laying down an S minefield. That would also make a direct harassment run at the fuel point a lot bloody trickier. And we've got encirclement. It's been some time since we've been encirclement used. We've got Stormtroopers there arriving. Some more veteran SS-Truppen. Likely parts of the first SS, which actually sort of form the core of the 12th. That in Normandy, in this case, actually survived out of Normandy and Falaise. First 50 car machine gun there out. Got the second Mardus there moving up. Rather than close up to the Pioneers, need to have some troops support here. Going to easily lose that fuel point again. Meanwhile, we got Lieutenant here moving out into the middle of the bloody road into negative cover. Stormtroopers getting off some good kills. There we go. Also looks like he might have ordered the wrong unit to retreat there. Point down there, being squad looks like he's sneaking grenades from south. Meanwhile, we've got the infantry falling back here. It might want to shift up here. He could, for example, use sprint to quick maneuver up, or he might, of course, be setting up munitions to get a pair of assault rifles. There you go, the first 50 caliber firing away there from the top floor. Dragon here needs to be a bit more careful, and again he really should consider something a bit more of a defensive around the fuel point. I mean, considering how absolutely determined Crossfire has been, you know, and rather on the clock, you know, an MD-42 or some mines or something might be an idea, of course. Again, he seems to be aiming here for some assault rifles, in which case, of course, that's not going to happen. A regular MD-42 would then be an idea. You could add in some additional Stormtroopers now wanted, but again, I think an MD-42 right now would be a good choice. And of course, the question is how he's going to sort of react here to the fact his opponent's added in several 50 calibers towards him. He doesn't have to worry about, say, a vehicle rush. Got a second Stormtrooper in here arriving, so 2 squads of those gentlemen. And the riflemen are very quick to hit the retreat there. Getting the northern territory, they've almost got the assault rifles ready there, the Sturmgewehrs. There we go. 4 assault rifles. Now, of course, the question is, can he use tactical advantage? Because otherwise, I mean, just using Stormtroopers with the assault rifles without anything, you might as well just go for the Panzer Grenadiers, I'd say. There you go, 50 coming straight into the assault rifles. There we go, the gunner cut down. Bit too late now to pop tactical rounds. Going to have to get out of there. Other Stormtroopers can hang about here. He might want to get into the building to at least sort of create a bit of position and get up some troops to support. Nothing going on here. No building to go up. No tagging either. In fact, Dragon could easily now tag up. Maybe try and rush for a Stug or a Panzer IV. Without being stopped up with the Stormtroopers. The Stosstruppen. Large engagement down here. Lieutenant a bit of trouble. The Lieutenant's definitely taking some heavy loss. At least time he didn't get killed himself. Veterans one there for the Grenadier. We've got some action all across the front, and we've got a fuel cache up here for Crossfire. Thinking ahead and preparing for the longer battle. That is good. That is good. Not only is he trying to cut his opponent's fuel, he's trying to get more fuel for himself, and that way he's also trying to build up a fuel advantage that way. That's a bit rarer to see. So nice. There we go. Oh, Rifle took some nice losses. We've got the fuel point here falling actually to Wehrmacht. Troops reinforcing. Like to Mechanized Company is up. He could get a half track actually. I mean, use that with the Stormtroopers with the assault rifles. So, for example, quickly get behind the enemy, then pop them out and get up close. Maybe even pop tactical advance. He could actually spring a rather nasty surprise on his opponent with that. Also can prevent him from constantly retreating. So that would definitely be one option there. Got a nice bit of a counter push there. 50 cap here. Bit out in the open, need to be careful with that. Rifle Lieutenant reacting. He could consider, by the way, right now, I mean, he's got tons of munitions, for example, get some BARs up. Or he could go for Infantry Company, get some Browning up machine guns, always something to maybe increase the firepower of his rifle here versus Dragon's Truppen. He could get, by the way, here Dragon another pair of assault rifles if he wanted. And again, I would definitely say you should strongly consider using some tactical advance at the right times. I mean, again, it basically increases the firepower of the unit quite a bit. It does make them move slower, but again, you get a 50% accuracy boost, which does mean they will do a lot more damage. And if you use it at the right time, for example, you can actually quickly wipe an enemy unit. And it's really there the Stormtroopers become more effective than Panzer Gun it is for their assault rifles. It is very much through tactical advance. I mean, otherwise, they're not necessarily the most cost-effective variant since you're paying 100 munitions extra, and they also do require more experience to level up. So that's very much something about. I mean, if you are going for it again, use tactical advance whenever possible. It is very much the crux of the Stormtroopers, very much the core there of their assault rifles. Tactical advance. Rather than they're being pushed away, bit of lighter push up there. And the 50 caliber there pushed out. 50 caliber moving up, bit reckless there. By crossfire. There you go, firing away. Veterans one there, which does allow for sprint. Stop. Oh, rifling into the building there. Stormtroopers closing in. In fact, you could probably, well, if you'd been a bit later, you could actually maybe have popped tactical advance right as they got out the door. In which case, that would have been a very tactical exit for the Germans. But so far, there's actually been no use really of the doctrine except the Stormtroopers. There's been, for example, no use of sprint either, which is actually a pretty good ability as well to, for example, get troops with assault rifles close to your opponent, and also that way get them into optimal range, just get them quickly into cover. So that's something to keep in mind. As we got charging up here, in which case sprint really would have been good, so he wouldn't have been that much out in the open. Instead, he sort of walks up into it. I mean, you could say he could have sprinted and then pop tactical advance, in which case he probably could have wiped the entire thing. Instead, he popped a grenade, which actually costs more than the entire thing combined. It actually did less damage. So, just some thoughts there again on Stormtroopers and their capabilities. We got a Pack 40 here. He's clearly worried about enemy armor, and we do see Crossfire here. It's getting a Sherman already. An M4A3. Going up here again, and there you go. We got two 50 calibers, promising a lot of pain there to anyone caught out in the open here. Except the gunner there keeps getting shot. Of course, that's about to change. There you go, they are taking heavy damage. I mean, the 50 caliber can do a lot of damage to infantry, so that is actually something to be careful of. The 50 caliber is capable of doing a lot of damage very rapidly and actually taking apart infantry in a very unpleasant manner. Second Pack 40, he's taking up as well, though opponent was saying he could have easily taken up much sooner. Maybe wouldn't have necessarily needed a second Pack 40. Would actually been able to then get out, save faster armor. Stormtroopers waiting up here, enjoying some nature. A bit of coffee and a beer, maybe? Yeah. There's in a bit of a bad position, need to be careful there, Drag. Ah, what are you doing, Dragon? What are you doing? That was a very poor tactical decision there. And he lost another squad there. Dragon here, not sure what he was thinking, not sure what he was thinking. That was definitely not good, and that was 480 manpower completely exsanguinated right there. And his Pack 40 is not really able to sort of support his troops. Be very bad if he lost those Stormtroopers already. They haven't done that much damage here for Dragon. There you go, Sherman taking hits from the Panzerkanone. Down to half health, good. And he can get the support armor core up now, definitely should. The sooner the better, is what I would say. The more they're doing what I can here to sort of basically mess up things for the armies. Firing bomb after bomb, hoping to close in, then eventually to the 50 caliber might want to consider relocating to a place less explosively hazardous. Got to push there again for the fuel point, and still there's been no real sort of defense there from Dragon around it. He's also now got access to break supply line, which of course could be used to maybe cut off his opponent's resources here and there.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
There's a bit of shooting going on here. Jürgen lost his life, and there you go, quick Baldeladnung on the right and the cover, force them out. No real casualties there, except Harold, who didn't quite get out of there in time. Stormtroopers continue to hold up, but they are quickly getting outnumbered, quickly outmaneuvered. Lieutenant though runs straight into the assault rifles at the mid-tactical advance. Of course, that would have been a very tactically unsound decision, but instead, you know, barely worked out for the Lieutenant there. Interesting enough, he does not move in the Stormtroopers from the north, you know, flank in and maybe do some extra damage there that way. I do think that's a poor tactic decision there from Dragon as well. As well, but, you know, doesn't really improve the situation, since they're now very much going to be behind enemy lines, which only puts them at greater risk and also minimises the potential for doing some serious damage. But still, no tactical advance there from the Stormtroopers. Quickly coming up close here. Almost getting the Major, almost, but also taking quite the hit there from a high close around. Pulping Fritz and Ferdinand. There goes Sir Paul McCoy. He's finally going up. I mean, it's not like he's actually been having a huge fuel deficit despite all the harassment, so I'm a bit surprised, you know. Bringing it up, but there goes Sherman rushing into the Pack 40s. Grenadiers and Stormtroopers moving ahead. He could do a bit of action here on the left, you know. With the 50 cabs, which is making it difficult here for him to move his troops around. Finally got the Sir Paul McCoy up. Finally, Rifleman pushed away. Sherman gaining weight as well. Lieutenant holding on. In fact, the Lieutenant is the last man standing in a rare turn of events. Haha, look at me. I'm a survivor. Not like all those other lieutenants who died horribly before me. Second German light and an ambulance for crossfire here. 50 caliber moving north here. Pack 40s here. He seems a bit dangerous here. I mean, again, you know, your packs are not really good hunters. You're usually better off trying to find sort of an optimal position where you're predicting your opponent to come from, sort of hit into them rather than trying to hunt with it. I mean, it doesn't always work. I mean, in some maps you can get away with it. It can also backfire on you if you're not careful. In particular, if you then get flanked, you can easily quickly lose a lot of your anti-tank guns then, even hand them to your enemy. Pioneers down south, not having the best of days. Stormtrooper still hiding there. He could get a Panzer IV now. He could also get easily 2 Sturmgeschütze. That could actually add him a lot more firepower that way. Versus both infantry and armor. So far, no sign of that. Over here, quickly suppressed. The 50 caliber definitely doing its job and closing in on veterans too. Dragon here, not in a strong position versus crossfire, is certainly on the rise. Not sure why he keeps using that building. I mean, for this sort of approach, it's not really the most effective one. Plus, when you have to get up, you have to get into the opponent's line of fire. I mean, it really works better on the other hand for the southern players, so, you know. We got quick air recon here for the Major. Bit of rare use of that, but that's great to see. Quickly get an idea there of Dragon's positions. Also allows sort of quickly outwit those, outwit, not outwit, but outwit the Pack 40. And there you go, attacking from the north. Good use there of the air recon, and there you go. You really see here the problem with Dragon sort of approach here with the Pack 40s. It does leave them very easily, you know, outmaneuvering, particularly there's no screen or something for them in the eyes or ears. And there you go, one Pack 40 already wiped out. So, right here, you do see a very good lesson on why you have to be careful when using your Pack 40s like that. Stormtroopers here with the Pioneer support, trying to get out the building here. Still no sign of attack advance or anything. There you go, Rifle unit lost, so that's active crossfire, losing a unit. Americans moving hit, might try and grab one of those Pack 40s. And finally got a Panzer here arriving for Dragon. And there you go, one Pack 40 stolen off. Yes, it's been definitely trying to hold that Pack 40, and there you go, the Stormtroopers managed to save the day. A Stuke right now would add further fire support, in particular the loss of Pack 40, and would certainly sort of augment his armor and not leave the Panzer IV on its own. Stormtroopers advancing up with Grenadier support, driving a bit of trouble. Right here might actually be a good point for tactical advances. They would just rush right past, in which case he probably could have wiped them, but instead did not. Slightly disappointed there in him. Panzer IV rushing ahead, needs to be careful there. Vorsicht. Jürgen. And tactical time here for the mid-game analysis. Counter-chasing Dragon has suffered some rather pretty horrific casualties. I mean, he's lost both packs, he's lost 2 Grenadiers. He can of course recruit the Pack 40, but even then, that's still a bit of a problem. He's finally getting some armor out on the field. Can easily focus some night to get another Panzer IV, or he could try and add in a Sturmgeschütze, sort of add in something that could support the Panzer IV, and also have a bit of a higher rate of fire, so that way sort of rely a bit more on firepower that way. That might actually work up there for Dragon. He needs to secure the point. He needs to begin defending his fuel point in one manner or the other from harassment a bit more securely. He might also be forced to have to get another Pack 40, by the way. You should also consider doing some more action down south, sort of try and harass and try to outmaneuver, maybe grabbing a 50 cal, but that could also give a bit of sort of, you know, defensive firepower that way. And so far, Crossfire has been able to do a good job in keeping them alive. Otherwise, something to consider for Dragon might be mines. A good mine here or there could actually do a lot to sort of break up any assault from Crossfire, so that should also be strongly considered there. Caches might also be on the bow. Get a Panther 4 or a Stug, and if he gets one Stug, get another. And get that thing recruit. Additional pioneers would also be a good choice. For Crossfire, I mean, the situation is looking overall pretty good. He's got the most forces, plenty of support weapons, he's still a pack, he's got plenty of armor. I mean, overall, Crossfire's enjoying a lot of advantage right now. He might want to sort of consider being more careful with this 50 caliber fighting position instead. Might provide a bit of good then. He's also got tons of ammunition. I mean, really, he should consider getting some upgrades. Either grenades, for example, BARs, or even choosing a Dox Malware. He should expand those munitions in some way to sort of further increase his firepower, but also maybe with grenades, you know, do something about survivability and laying down smoke screens. But it's really not sensible to float that much munitions. I mean, he's really wasting a lot of opportunities there to basically, you know, keep his men alive while killing as many of the other sides. So that's definitely something there for Crossfire as well. But I think that's it really, so let's head back into the fighting. Panther 4 rolling about. Trucks, walls, cars, all crushed before the might of the Panzer. Yeah, so only they could crush some enemies. And there you go, 50 cal caught in back position. Cracked machine gun there, shooting. Or should be shooting, but for some reason isn't. God damn it, that raid. No, that's the gunner actually, that operates the co-actual. Anyways, got a bit of movement down south. About time. Needs to get the Pack 4 support. I mean, his Panzer 4 is in a rather exposed position at the moment. In fact, overall, his front line is very exposed. His Pack 4 needs to be set up. For some round around here would sort of cover a nice chunk of area for Dragon. And again, we've seen territory being lost there. Overall, Dragon seems to have a hard time sort of actually defending. I mean, he's pretty interesting on the attack, but on the defensive, he seems pretty bad, actually. Or at least not very strong, as opposed to be a more accurate word. I mean, he's not completely hopeless. But there's clearly a lot there that a more competent attacker can take advantage of, so it's probably more safe to say, and probably more wise to say, it's not that he's, you know, a bad defender, he's just not strong on the defense. And certainly, while he knows some things, he also makes a lot of mistakes. Right, so here we go, anti-tank rifle kick, close to the rifleman, rifleman going off there. Pack 40 covering here, so he's expecting it, but at the same time, it's too close. He's ignoring the ability for the nearby terrain to, of course, allow the tanks to get close here. He does it again. Oh dear, Dragon. Pack 40 moving up. Infantry needs to get up to support, but there's nothing to support here. The situation is kind of looking pretty bad here. Pioneers might actually clear up that Pack 40 with the MP40s. German taking a bit of damage. Pack 40 there cleared out. Panther 4. Smoke screen being down here to my one Sherman. Other one driving away. Need to get some troops out. He's all got plenty of manpower again. Get some armor out. He could right now, for example, get 2 Stugs out. Pack 4 recruit again, but this is rather catastrophic for Dragon. Rather catastrophic. Meanwhile, his Stormtroopers are securing the rest of the map, which is something. He's also got access now to close the pocket. He's also got breakthrough, but nothing to really use it on. Alright, men, breakthrough. But there's no one to break through this. And where's all the fuel going? Don't ask.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Panther 4 on the way.
Squad, shut it. We are receiving new orders.
50 cover there, caught. He's moving up here pretty rapidly. Strange enemy territory with 2 Stormtrooper squads. Rather reckless out there versus enemy tanks. What is he thinking? What is he thinking? What on earth is he thinking here? He's popping. Close the pocket. 1 unit up north wiped out. There we go. Riflemen running straight through the artillery strikes they laid down against the Major, wiping them out. Also got some artillery going off here, but there's not really much for it to hit. Still, I suppose that's something. I mean, he spent 200 munitions on it. He got 2 units wiped. That might be worth it to someone. It also wrecked one building. So the 12th SS unleashed every bit of artillery hat in one go, but got the other panzer. No, don't send it in like that! What are you thinking, Dragon? What are you thinking? My God! I mean, again, he's being aggressive, but he seems to be getting, well, recklessly aggressive and not really thinking it through. In fact, now we're even adding in a Jackson here to Crossfire's firepower, which is only getting things more miserable there for the Panzers. And so that might force Dragon to consider maybe taking up going for a Panther. More Grenadiers on the way. I suppose that's one solution. The part would say, you know, get some Panzer Grenadiers and more Stormtroopers instead.
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
Down south here. Ain't enough. He's still yet to use tactical advance even once. Even once. I'm very disappointed there in Dragon, actually. I mean, again, it does really beg the question, why is he even bothering with these Stormtroopers there with the assault block besides, you know, having them ambush, which, I mean, is something they can do that the Panzers regularly cannot, but even then, I mean, tactical advance really is, you know, the best part of them, I would argue. So not something that should be ignored. It's a bit like target weak point on an anti-tank gun. CoH2. And there go driving in his Panzer IV recklessly. I mean, some parts, you know, could probably pay him off. It wasn't for the fact that Crossfire was clearly prepared for it. So there you go, Panzer IV wrecked. That was definitely a waste of German armoured power by Dragon, which didn't really achieve much. I mean, that Panzer IV was practically wasted.
Squad, ready to move.
Need to get those Stormtroopers away. Schnell. We got airborne fire. He's got 700 munitions. Come on, Crossfire.
Position ready to fire on contested sectors.
Come on, Crossfire. What are you even thinking at this point? Stormtroopers there wiped out. Dragon was there too late to retreat, that's for sure. Getting another pack forward, they're going to bring up with a Panzerfaust maybe to sort of damage an engine. Pushing others out. I mean, he's reasonably aggressive, so it's not like he's completely clueless, but there definitely seems to be some gaps there in Dragon's strategies and tactics, which rather leaves them very much open there to Crossfire, who's actually beginning to expend a bunch of munitions. They've got Brownings on the way for the paratroopers. About time, though, he's beginning to spend some munition again. Still no grenades or BARs or bazookas or anything. He's got tons of munition. Tons! Panzerfaust going off. Need to get those Grenadiers out there, though. Schnell. Rifle grenade versus the Pack 40. Reckless behavior there by Dragon again. Got the Pack 40, but lost the Grenadiers. Pack 40, he's trying here to get the Sherman. Can he get it? Smoke being laid down. Too slow there. And a smoke screen down in front instead. Moving ahead the Pack 40 again. And now we know here how Crossfire is actually making great use of the terrain here to basically, you know, deal with the Pack 40s reasonably easy. I mean, had you, spaced the Pack 40s a bit, it might have been easy, but again, don't clump up your anti-tank guns. And overall, makes them very easy to deal with. Generally, what you want to do is space out your anti-tank guns a bit, or assault guns or tank destroyers. Anything which basically can't, you know, use a turret, space it out a bit just in case something like that happens. Good use of armor that by Crossfire, good use of his armor. Pack 40 being recruited, you're seeing heavy casualty being inflicted. He might get one Sherman there, but the question, of course, is going to be at what cost did he finally get it? Smoke being laid down again, good job there. Major rushing ahead, Rifle following up. Dragon and the 12th SS are getting absolutely pummeled. And the Sherman escapes. About to lose the Grenadiers and the Pack 40 as well. The Major's actually getting off some kills there, impressively enough, somehow. And the Grenadiers need to retreat. Achtung! Let's do here for the Panzer Grenadiers finally. Well, the Stormtroopers, I mean, not Panzer Grenadier. Though so far he's largely using them as Panzer Grenadiers instead of Stormtroopers. Now, I have to say, it's been ages since I've seen someone use close the pocket. Which is amongst one of the reasons I actually went for this replay. That, and we actually saw something besides, you know, close air support or mechanized assault being used by the German player. German striking north here. Dragon floating quite a bit of fuel now. He could take up or get a bunch of armor out. Grenadiers got lost again. I mean, he does seem to have some problems there with his infantry preservation. He seems to be making some rather curious decisions at times, I feel. Rather curious decisions. Not entirely sure what logic is operating them at times. I have that his chance measuring abilities are a bit skewed. And he just seems to think every time, you know, my men are going to get out that way. They're the best in the world at dodging high explosive rounds. The best. Right here would be a good time to get off target weak point on that Sherman. Target weak point stun it, but no. Sherman barely gets out of that one. If only he'd used target weak point. More paratroopers dropping in there for crossfire to support the 3rd Armoured. Stormtroopers reinforcing again. Quick rifle grenade here. Caught poor Danny. Sherman rolling hit grenades need to retreat again. Oh no. Oh, this time they actually survived. This time they actually survived. Pioneers, on the other hand, didn't. Again, not entirely sure what's going on for Dragon. Getting another Stormtrooper squad. Panzerschreck. Oh, he's getting more assault rifles. I might have figured at least one with, you know, Panzerschreck to help deal with the armor. We're just getting some Panzer going to deal with Panzerschrecks. Lots of pack fire there from both sides.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Stormtroopers need to get away, get away, get away! And once we're managing to escape there with very little infantry left. No armor is being seen at all. Nothing to support his men in the slightest. And the anti-tank guns are easily exposed there. Oh, got a good kill on them all. To 25 kills, veterans to 3. I mean, that's so far the only thing that's going reasonably well there for Dragon at this point in the fight.
Squad, ready to move.
Sherman rolling southwards. There's ending up in a bit of trouble. There's a Sherman opens up, still high close rounds. At this point, Crossfire doesn't seem to be too worried about enemy armor. Thompson's up there. Too late, they're already retreating there. Recruiting the Pack 40 using the Stormtroopers, which is also a pretty expensive option there. Rather expensive, plus really puts those veteran Panzers out of the fight rather rapidly. Considering his overall situation there with the anti-tank guns, it's understandable, I suppose. There we go, quickly wiped out. That was that manpower. About 100 manpower spent on that Pack 40 recruiting it, and wasted. Jump straight to the north. Mortar not getting out of there. That was veteran D3 mortar crew. Completely annihilated. We got 3 Shermans now for Crossfire. 3 Shermans. And a Jackson. No further armor here for Dragon. As everything continues to fall apart here. Even then, though, he keeps fighting here, believing in final victory and Sieg. But the situation is looking... And there we go again. Using the more expensive Stormtroopers for it. The Grenadiers wouldn't be that much cheaper. I mean, still not getting a show. I mean, that guy, he doesn't really seem to be adapting his tactics or strategy smart despite what is happening. His faith in the Pack 40 seems to be bordering on zealotry, but not really based on reason. There we go. Lost someone there. Gained a BAR, Sherman ahead. No Pack 40 though to deal with him because both are cleared up. He's still not getting any armor. Certainly not taking up. Trying to recruit there again, Storm's moving ahead. Rather than charging forwards. Right into the line of fire there out into the open. Crossfire still floating a ton of enemies on fuel as well. They can't really get much now, so I can't suppose to understand that. Still no sign of tactical advance even here remotely from Dragon, which again would increase the firepower of the Stormtroopers, in particular the ones Veteran 22. Slow advance there from the Stormtrooper. And the Grenadier trying to hunt down a Sherman. Again, Dragon seems to be not quite considering the odds there. And ends up wasting a lot of manpower. I mean, that guy, I suppose he is very true to the SS spirit. Wasting a lot of men. Paratroopers get though quickly stopped here by the bunkers. Smoke going down here to deal with the Pack 40. Nicely done there. Come on, tactical advance, Dragon. Tactical advance. Would be funny if he ended up being the one using tactical assault there up close there versus the Stormtrooper. He doesn't even do that either. Come on, men. Come on. Showing the flank back to the Sherman. And just so many German infantrymen sort of wiped out here in front of the German base. A few Americans as well, but mostly Germans. Mostly Germans. Now Crossfire's adding in a bunch of Scots, and I might as well speed this up because this is pretty much GG. All sense of maneuver has abandoned Dragon's mind, it would seem. As he just tries to sort of bash his way through with forces not really suited for it. He even lost his veteran Stormtroopers there. Veteran 2 on the Pack 40. Still no use of target weak point, and there we go. Game over in the end. Game over. An interesting fight again, mostly because we saw something other than mechanized assault, close air support. We also saw the Stormtrooper assault rifles. We saw close to pocket use. Actually, also some nice play there by Crossfire. He was able to take advantage of every single mistake there that Dragon made. I just felt like, you know, he might have been taking lightly, you know, not using those munitions for upgrades for his men more properly or something. In that regard, Crossfire was definitely slacking off and definitely could have done a lot better versus Dragon. But was good use of smoke by him. Good use of flanking there with his tanks. The 50 cals were definitely an interesting choice there, which probably did a lot there to sort of hold Dragon off initially. So some nice moves there from him, to be honest. Overall for Dragon, I mean, again saying it, when you get Stormtroopers with assault rifles, try to use tactical advance. I mean, the overall, you know, use them here and there, it can really sort of boost their firepower, do a lot more damage. So also try to use sprint. I mean, he didn't use that either. That was very much something. But otherwise, you know, he should have gotten more armor. He should be using more sensibly. There's definitely some improvement there for Dragon when it comes to armor. He was too easy and eager to throw it away, well, senselessly. Mines would also benefited Dragon, but overall one issue was he never really seemed to defend this point despite how much, you know, his opponent kept harassing it. And that was definitely something he should have put a bit more effort into. And MD42 would certainly help him out of them. And that was, to a certain extent, interesting strategy. The problem was, though, the tactical execution of it rather had a lot of flaws and definitely seemed a lot of improvement. In particular, the defensive aspect is where it definitely seems like Dragon is rather weak and needs a lot more improvement. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it gave some ideas on how to sort of play things and how not to play them. Very much don't play like that with packs. If it did give you some ideas, you know, feel free to subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, you know, send every counterpart some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Dating. Cheers, and thank you all for watching. Bye.